So I loved this performance. So you're not going to get the usual costume changes, pop songs. I mean, this is exactly what I would expect from Kendrick Lamar.
115 million viewers, 13 minutes, one career-ending performance. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show wasn't just watched. It was dissected, memed, and analyzed by millions in real time. Within minutes, Drake was trending worldwide, with over 2 million tweets in the first hour alone. But behind these staggering numbers lies a story of betrayal, hidden messages, and a hip-hop Cold War that's been brewing for years. Today, we're diving deep into the data, the reaction, and the fallout from what might be the most controversial halftime show in Super Bowl history. As the lights dimmed in the stadium, an electric anticipation filled the air. Kendrick Lamar, hip-hop's lyrical genius, was about to take center stage at the Super Bowl halftime show. But this wasn't just any performance. It was a calculated risk that had been months in the making. Behind the scenes, tension had been building between Kendrick and Drake, two titans of the rap game. Their long-standing feud was about to explode onto America's biggest stage, and everyone from the NFL execs to Kendrick's own team was on edge. In the hours leading up to the show, Kendrick's team had been frantically trying to talk him out of his plan. "They're gonna sue us, man," one insider reportedly whispered. "You can't just go out there and drop bombs like that." But Kendrick was unmoved. He had a message to deliver, and he wasn't about to let anyone stand in his way. As the clock ticked down, last-minute changes were being made to the set list. NFL bigwigs were sweating bullets, pacing back and forth in their luxury boxes. They knew Kendrick was a wild card, but they had no idea just how explosive this performance was about to be. The crowd held its collective breath as Kendrick stepped onto the field. This wasn't your typical halftime setup. Instead of a glitzy stage, the rapper had opted for a gritty street scene. It was clear from the get-go that this wasn't going to be your average Super Bowl spectacle. As the first beats dropped, Kendrick's eyes locked onto the camera. A sly smirk played across his lips, and you could almost hear the collective gasp from viewers at home. This was it, the moment everyone had been waiting for. Without missing a beat, Kendrick launched into his first verse. The lyrics were razor sharp, each word carefully chosen for maximum impact. And then, it happened. The first Drake diss dropped like a bomb, sending shockwaves through the stadium. "Say, Drake, I hear you like them young," Kendrick spat, his voice dripping with venom. The crowd went wild, phones lighting up as millions scrambled to tweet about what they'd just heard. In an instant, number Kendrick vs. Drake was trending worldwide, but Kendrick was just getting started. As he moved through his set, he continued to drop pointed jabs at his rival. "Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor," he rapped, the double meaning clear to anyone paying attention. Even his wardrobe was part of the attack. Eagle-eyed viewers spotted a small chain around Kendrick's neck, adorned with the letter A. It didn't take long for social media to explode with theories about the hidden meaning. Was it a reference to a minor? As the performance reached its climax, Kendrick's dancers formed the shape of an American flag. It was a powerful visual statement, made all the more potent by the presence of President Trump in the audience. You could cut the tension with a knife as Kendrick's lyrics echoed across the field. But amid all the drama, there was one notable omission. The controversial pedophile line from Kendrick's track, Not Like Us, was conspicuously absent. It seemed that even Kendrick had his limits when it came to potential legal backlash. "I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue," Kendrick had reportedly said during rehearsals. It was a stark reminder of the high stakes at play in this very public feud. As the final notes faded away, the stadium erupted in a mix of cheers and shocked silence. Kendrick had done it. He'd taken a massive risk and come out swinging, but the real fallout was just beginning. As the dust settled on Kendrick's explosive performance, fans were left reeling from the lyrical onslaught they'd just witnessed. The internet exploded with theories and breakdowns, as hip-hop heads and casual listeners alike scrambled to decode every line, searching for hidden meanings and subtle jabs. Kendrick's words had painted a damning picture of Drake's alleged behavior, and the rumors were flying fast and furious. But it wasn't just the lyrics that had everyone talking. Body language experts were dissecting Kendrick's every move on stage, analyzing his facial expressions and gestures for additional clues. The way he locked eyes with the camera during certain lines sent chills down viewers' spines, adding an extra layer of intensity to his already powerful performance. Meanwhile, Drake's team was in full crisis mode. As Kendrick's words echoed through the stadium and across millions of screens, Drake's social media managers were working overtime to control the narrative. But they were fighting an uphill battle against the tidal wave of memes, reaction videos, and hot takes flooding every platform. The celebrity world was quick to weigh in, with big names taking sides in this high-stakes rap beef. Some A-listers publicly threw their support behind Kendrick, praising his bold move and lyrical prowess. Others rallied around Drake, defending their friend and collaborator against what they saw as a low blow on such a massive stage. The battle lines were being drawn, and it was clear that this feud was about to reshape the entire hip-hop landscape. As Kendrick's performance reached its crescendo, the energy in the stadium was electric. Fans were on their feet, hanging on every word, wondering what bombshell he might drop next. The atmosphere was a strange mix of excitement and tension, with some audience members visibly uncomfortable as the disses got more and more personal. Then came the moment that would be replayed and analyzed for weeks to come. Kendrick, his eyes burning with intensity, dropped the line that sent shockwaves through the music industry, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. The crowd's reaction was instant and visceral, a collective gasp followed by a mix of shocked laughter and stunned silence. There was no mistaking the accusation behind those carefully chosen words. In that moment, it felt like the entire world held its breath. Millions of viewers at home leaned closer to their screens, trying to process what they'd just heard. Did Kendrick really just go there? The implications were huge, and the fallout was bound to be massive. As if to drive his point home, Kendrick's performance took on an even more aggressive tone. His flow became sharper, his movements more pointed. Every line felt like a dagger aimed straight at Drake's carefully crafted image. The crowd was fully under Kendrick's spell now, chanting along to his lyrics and creating a wall of sound that seemed to shake the very foundations of the stadium. Social media platforms nearly buckled under the weight of the reactions pouring in. Twitter timelines moved at lightning speed as fans, critics, and fellow artists all rushed to share their thoughts. Memes and reaction videos spread like wildfire, with many people claiming they needed to rewatch the performance just to catch all the subtle disses they might have missed. The omission of the controversial certified pedophile line from Kendrick's track, Not Like Us, didn't go unnoticed by eagle-eyed fans. Some speculated that it was a strategic move to avoid potential legal issues, given Drake's previous defamation lawsuit. But even without that explicit line, the message was clear. Kendrick had come to bury Drake, not to praise him. As the final notes of Kendrick's set faded away, the impact of what had just transpired began to sink in. This wasn't just a performance, it was a declaration of war. Kendrick had used the biggest stage in music to launch an all-out assault on one of the industry's biggest stars. The repercussions would be felt for months, if not years, to come. As the echoes of Kendrick's explosive performance faded, Drake's carefully constructed empire began to crumble in real time. The aftermath of the Super Bowl halftime show sent shockwaves through the music industry, leaving Drake's team scrambling to contain the damage. But how deep does this wound go? The next few hours would reveal just how fragile a superstar's reputation can be. Behind the scenes, Drake's inner circle was in full-on panic mode. As the implications of Kendrick's performance and the accusations within Not Like Us started to sink in, brands that once clamored to be associated with the sixth god were now racing to distance themselves. It's a stark reminder that in the world of celebrity endorsements, image is everything. And right now, Drake's image was taking a serious beating. But where was Drake during all of this chaos? Insiders spilled the tea that the rapper was watching the Super Bowl from down under. Imagine being halfway across the world, helplessly watching your rival tear you apart in front of millions. Sources close to Drake revealed that his reaction was one of sheer panic as he realized the potential damage to his reputation. It's one thing to engage in a rap beef, but it's another entirely when your dirty laundry is aired out during the biggest televised event of the year. As if the situation couldn't get any worse for Drake, legal experts are now weighing in on the potential consequences of Kendrick's performance. It's not just about hurt feelings and bruised egos anymore. We're talking serious legal ramifications for both artists. Drake's ongoing defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group regarding the lyrics of Not Like Us has suddenly become a lot more complicated. It's like watching a high-stakes game of chess, with careers and reputations hanging in the balance. But wait, there's more. As if Kendrick's diss track wasn't enough, Drake's past controversies are now resurfacing faster than you can say, started from the bottom. It's like every skeleton in Drake's closet decided to throw a party, and everyone's invited. From old beefs to questionable relationships, it's all coming back to haunt him. And let's be real, it's not making his efforts to maintain a positive public image any easier. Meanwhile, social media is having a field day. Kendrick's fans are celebrating like it's New Year's Eve, while Drake's loyalists are struggling to defend their idol against the avalanche of accusations. It's a Twitter war of epic proportions, with memes and hot takes flying faster than you can refresh your timeline. The court of public opinion is in session, and right now, it's not looking good for the Toronto rapper. As the dust settles, the entire music industry is holding its breath, waiting for Drake's response. Will he come out swinging with a diss track of his own? Or will he try to take the high road and hope this all blows over? One thing's for sure, his next move could make or break his career. But here's the kicker. Drake's silence in the wake of Kendrick's performance is speaking volumes. It's like the old saying goes, sometimes the loudest voice in the room is the one that doesn't speak. As the hours tick by without a peep from the usually outspoken rapper, people are starting to wonder, could there be some truth to Kendrick's claims? Is this the beginning of the end for hip-hop's golden boy? As the echoes of Kendrick's explosive Super Bowl performance fade, the hip-hop world finds itself in uncharted territory. This wasn't just a show. It was a seismic shift that's left the industry reeling. Fans are torn between admiration for Kendrick's audacity and shock at the brutal takedown of Drake's carefully crafted image. The lines between art and character assassination have never been blurrier. But let's not forget, public feuds in music aren't new. Remember Tupac and Biggie? Their rivalry didn't just define their careers, it shaped an entire genre. Now, history might be repeating itself on an even grander scale. Drake's empire is shaking, and all eyes are on him. Can he bounce back from this very public roasting? Or will Kendrick's Super Bowl spectacle be the first domino to fall in Drake's downfall? The clock's ticking, and Drake's next move could make or break his legacy. What do you think? Is this the end of Drake's reign, or just the beginning of an epic comeback?